Hi guys!
Hello!
Merry Christmas! Happy holidays! Whatever. We thought we would do something special. It's still an unpopular opinion, but we're doing Christmas-themed episodes, and we're only doing Christmas-themed episodes of things either of us have watched. So it's kind of a mix between a top 10...
Without really a ranking system.
Yeah, because it's not going like our number 1 to number 10. It's just 10 random ones.
These are just Christmas-themed episodes that we've seen. Not ones that...
Not new ones, so...
Not new ones, and they're certainly not ones that I would put in high regard. I would not put, Sword Art Online Christmas Special anywhere near my top 10 anime lists of any kind, but...
And I've only seen Sword Art Online once. And I don't even remember. I don't even remember a Christmas episode. But I've seen it, so...
So there you go.
Unlike me, I'd totally put one of the ones coming up in my top 10.
But, there we go. Point is, just Christmas-themed episodes that we are aware of. All ones that we have heard of and want to see.
Yeah, there are a couple on this list that we have not seen yet. So those ones will be completely new. But otherwise, they're just ones that we were like, hey, this is Christmas-themed, let's do it for the holidays. So, with that being said, first up is Sword Art Online. Okay, well, if that particular episode doesn't put you in the Christmas spirit, I don't know what will. How we're gonna go about this is just a little bit different from our usual route.
Talk about theming.
More or less, that's what we're gonna focus on for all these episodes. Like, what it did for Christmas, how we might have changed it, examples like that. Obviously, it had Christmas themes. It had Christmas lights. It played Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There was a big Christmas tree he had to fight. He didn't actually fight anything, but it was insinuated that he fought this giant robotic Santa Claus thing.
Called Nick.
Nicholas. Christmas event in the game. I don't know, I could have gone... Spoilers. I'll put that on the thing, just in case. But, I could have gone without his entire guild being killed, and one of them committing suicide. It's like, so what? He was a level 40 player. That's no reason for you to commit suicide. He had no control over what happened. I don't know. It didn't really put me in the Christmas mood, that's for sure. The voice acting in this show is pretty good. I've seen Sword Art Online. I've seen it before, but apparently I haven't seen it all because I haven't seen this one. And it actually looks good. When I first watched Sword Art Online before, I was like, it's alright, but maybe that's because someone started me off halfway through the season.
Oops.
But, if I was to start it over again, I might watch it all the way through. I don't know, given the fact that 3 episodes in you get this kind of shit, maybe not. I'm not one for sadness. I'm also not one for video games, so might not do well for me at all. But as far as the Christmas is concerned...
It could have used way more Christmas.
Way more cheer. Holiday cheer,
Maybe show some of the players giving each other gifts instead of them dying.
Or instead of it being just... Here's a gift, but it's because I died.
Also, I get that they needed to stress how real we're meant to take this because they're in a video game and it's supposed to be you could die at any moment. But I can, not off the top of my head episode-wise, but there are so many episodes of him and his girlfriend and his 9 other girlfriends in zero danger at all. But these ones had to die.
Like, why? Why couldn't you have the Christmas episode and it be cheery? The Christmas season is supposed to bring joy. Granted, I know it doesn't bring joy to everyone because not everyone can celebrate Christmas. But if that's the approach they wanted to go with this, why not, make it more like that? Then again, I guess I can see, because you never know what's going to happen on the holiday season. One second you're like, yay, Christmas Eve. The next second you could lose everyone in your, immediate circle of friends. You could lose loved ones. And then your holiday season isn't as great as you had hoped it would be. We're not going to go into it because we have 11 more of these to go through. So, the point is, yes, it's a Christmas-themed episode. Personally, from my own opinion, it could have been more cheerful just because when I watch Christmas stuff, I want it to be cheery.
Wanted the end result to be happy.
But I'm gonna set aside my personal, issues with it not being happy, and I'm gonna rate this an 8. 8 out of 10, just because I really like the animation, I really like the voice acting, I really like the story. As I said before, I've seen at least half of Sword Art Online, so I did like it. You take away all the factors of me not liking video games, me not liking this, that. You take away all that stuff, and it's good. As a Christmas episode itself, I probably would give it more like a 5. Just because it's good, but it's too sad. So...
Pretty much same, just because when SAO first came out, I thought it was going to be really great. I watched it, I got super into it, I never cosplayed from it or anything, but it's over time, all the flaws that people were pointing out became more and more evident. I still enjoy it. It's a time killer. It's not something I would watch religiously, but it's something, if he was interested, I would rewatch it with him from the start, just to give it another shot, It's another thing like that, like, sometimes when you watch an anime, and you're like, this is good, but, and then you watch it like 2 years later, has it even been 2 years since, maybe it's been that long. It's been close to it.
It's been a while. But point is, it's been at least a year since you've seen it. And then you rewatch it again, you're like, what the hell was wrong with me? This is really good. Sometimes you gotta give yourself the double whammy and be like, well, let's try one more time. If it's still meh, don't bother with it anymore. It's just no different than the 3-episode rule. You don't like it by the 3rd episode, which in this case, I probably would have been like, nah, fuck this show. There's certain animes you just don't want to waste your time on. There's hundreds to choose from. But we're only focusing on the holiday aspect, so with that in mind, we are moving on now to Hetalia. And Hetalia has...
2 Christmas episodes.
No, it has more than that.
Oh, yeah.
We're only going to do both Christmas episodes from Hetalia Axis Powers. I can finally talk about Hetalia and not feel bad about it. Yay!
Considering that they're only 5 minutes long, you'd have to watch probably every Christmas episode in the series for it to equal one actual anime episode.
And as dedicated as a fan that I am, I don't remember exact episode numbers, and we've got a lot of Christmas episodes to go through today. So I don't want to waste my time too much on Hetalia. I could waste the entire day on Hetalia if you guys asked it, trust me. But we're only focusing on the island episode with Finland and the Christmas Around the World with the Hetalia World Academy. So with that, we're going to get started with that, and we will see you guys when we're done. This is my favorite one.
Welcome back with clearly our most favorite anime of all time, because we only talk about it all the time. Well, this one's certainly a hell of a lot cheerier.
Well, nobody died. That we know of.
Yeah, that they showed on screen.
It is Hetalia.
Christmas themes were through the roof, because it's a
Okay, so the first episode we watched was the one with Finland.
Yeah.
So that one had, it was start to finish Christmas. Well, the other one was too, but not so much Christmassy themed. The first one actually had snow, presents, Santa.
Finland walking or flying around in a sleigh. Excuse me.
That said Finland Express or Finland Air. I don't remember what it said, but I've never noticed it before, and I've watched Hetalia like 5 times.
Goes to show you.
Finland's one of my favorite characters. We'll do top 10 characters at some other point.
Maybe.
But
that episode, super good on the Christmas, and also it also goes back to the time during World War II when there was a ceasefire on Christmas and enemies became friends, and that's really cool display of all the human good feeling.
Like the humanity people have.
Yeah.
It's good. And of course, you can't go wrong with a Christmas episode where Italy is the one's like, yay, let's do the gay thing.
They built trees.
That's gay.
Why is building trees gay?
You ever tried?
Yeah.
I have too. It's what you make of it. You can hold hands and make a Christmas tree.
No, you need both hands to keep the tree from falling over.
Not if you and the person you're holding hands with work together. It's a team effort.
Point is,
this is good, and I'm not gonna be biased with this. Given the old animation, the old, well, I guess Hetalia is always like that. The randomness, there's no real plot except in the second one because they went start to finish and they were like, this is what we do in each country.
Goal. Yeah, this is our goal, and they actually set out and achieved said goal throughout the episode.
And you learn a little bit. I mean, granted, I know not all Hetalia stuff is accurate. Don't school me on that. But it's nice, and you get a little lesson on Christmas here and there. I'm not going to be biased on it. I'm only going to give Hetalia a 7 out of 10. Just because it's not the best I've seen. I know I make a big deal out of it, but it's honestly not the best I've seen. I've seen better animation, I've seen better stories, I've seen, just all around better. But as far as the Christmas aspect is concerned, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because it actually stuck to the cheerful, there was presents, there was trees, there was Christmas. It was just nice and happy, and if you started to feel a little bit off course, Italy was like, yo! Look at this!
Check this shit out.
Very dramatic hand waving. He'd love this shirt. Very jingly. But yeah, so that's Hetalia. Now we're gonna move on to another full-length episode. This one, well, actually it's not full-length, it's only 18 minutes. Ooh. This one is called A Very Digi Christmas. So we're moving on to Digimon. Which have both seen.
Many times.
Love it. So, we'll try not to be biased with this one either, but that's that. Up next, Digimon. Digital monsters.
See you guys, that's the thing.
Now that the camera's cooperating, hi guys.
Hey! You won't believe this.
You like my sweater?
You won't believe the string of bad luck we've had recently.
Yeah, our trailer power shut off twice. 2 times.
Erasing some.
So, if this goes from like a top 12 to a top 7, I'm sorry. You get what you get. It's late in the night. It's Christmas Eve.
We have other stuff we want to do.
Santa's coming tonight, and I'm not gonna stay up and have him miss my house. Maybe he'll give me a new heater.
Maybe he'll give us a house.
Or at least better power
supply. But Digimon Christmas
is good. It really it's an episode where it really shows Ken becoming one with the group, and at the same time feeling pretty, oh my god, send your messages in one text and go away. It's Christmas. Everyone's like, hey, you suddenly exist. I should edit that out because that was really mean.
It really was. It's okay. I'll edit the audio. You don't have to edit the clip out.
Okay. As I was trying to say. It's one of the episodes where Ken is like, I'm a good guy now, but I was such a dick to you guys. Should I even,
bother trying to be friends and enjoy, have you guys try to get to know the real me?
Yeah, but it's the Christmas season, so he wants to have a Christmas party and invite all his Digi-destined friends. But of course, you can't have a Digimon episode without some sort of conflict.
Because why? Because why not?
I'm sorry, I keep reaching up to my phone, but people keep texting me. One day we will have a good camera. Maybe Santa will bring us a camera for Christmas. So, of course, the gang brings back the Digimon from the digital world for the previous gen's Digi-tamers.
It's their Christmas gift to them.
Yeah.
For being
so,
super cool.
Matt gets Gabumon, Tai, Agumon, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. And they're like, hey, Matt's having a concert, let's go. And they go, well, some of the Digidestined go. The main Digidestined for the season go to Ken's house. So they're having their little Christmas get-together, and the main Digidestined are at a concert, which happens to become overrun by Digimon.
And wouldn't you know it, the original Digidestined's Digimon can't Digivolve quite yet.
They're like, oh no, we don't... It's some weird thing with the second season, you know, oh, it's got to give credit to the new gen.
To show that they're taking the torch from them and whatnot.
Yeah. So someone gets called and they're like, oh, we'll come save the day, and they do, and yay, okay, happy, fun times, and Christmas is saved, and yay. I really like Christmas episodes like that. If you're gonna put action in a Christmas episode...
Don't make us forget that it's Christmas.
Yeah, don't leave the action as the last thing. End it off with, hey, that was a great Christmas, or I'm sorry that my Christmas party was ruined and we had to go fight evil things, and oh, it's alright, dude, you know, Christmas is a time to be spending time with each other, be that having a Christmas party or kicking Digimon ass.
As long as you're together.
That's the whole point of Christmas. It's good. It's got quite a few Christmas themes, you know, trees, people mention Christmas shopping, Ken has his, you know, holiday party, stuff like that. So it's got a fair amount of Christmas stuff in it, and for a Christmas episode, that's what you want. You don't want just snow or the mention of Christmas. It's like, no, hey, it is Christmas.
They're having a Christmas party. There are gifts to be exchanged, and happies to be had, and food to be eaten.
So, it did its job. It satisfied me on this Christmas scale, so the Christmas, it's going to be one of the top, you know, ones. I'm going to give it an 8.
8.
Just because there could have been more Christmas stuff, but, you know, what do you expect from Digimon? It's an action show. They're not one for, they're funny. They have their comedic moments, yes, but it is Digimon. It's not Digimon without fighting some sort of digital monster. The episode just isn't fun if they're not.
Some wacky adventures type thing happening. It's to be expected.
Now, granted, I know 2 animes ago I complained that Sword Art Online had that kind of stuff, but Sword Art Online went a different way. They killed people, and it was sad. Digimon didn't kill anybody in this episode, so that's why it ranked higher than Sword Art Online. As far as Digimon in comparison, I'll probably rate it differently when we watch the first episode and our reviews, but as Digimon in a whole, I would give that anime itself probably an 8 out of 10. Trying not to be biased, but I have to admit some of that is a biased opinion just because I grew up with Digimon. It is one of the only animes I've seen start to finish multiple times instead of just one.
Like one go through being enough.
And then that's it. No, Digimon is something where, oh, okay, we have nothing to do today. Digimon.
Why not?
I have, like, the whole series on DVD. Okay, Digimon Adventure, or Digimon Try, and Wow, I don't have Digimon Try yet. I will have it. Digimon Adventure 1 and Digimon Adventure 2 I have on DVD, and I have the movie. So, certain Digimons. We'll get to the rest of Digimon when we get to that. But as far as Christmas goes, I believe it did its job.
I did too.
Did good, and was enjoyable. We're gonna move on to the Fairy Tail OVA. Now, this is relatively new. If you haven't seen it yet, welcome to the crew. We haven't seen this yet either. If you haven't seen it yet, I advise you stop the episode. This is where we're gonna end part 1. Part 2 will consist of whatever else we manage to get done tonight. It might not be a full 12, I'm warning you that right now. But, we want to squeeze some actual cartoon, non-anime things in. So, as far as the anime stuff goes, this is going to be our last one. And we'll get back to you with that review now. If you are leaving us now because you have not seen the Fairy Tail OVA, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll see you in part 2 because we'll warn you for spoilers. Anyone else staying, we'll see you in a couple seconds.
Bye!
Okay, So we ran into some complications with the Fairy Tail one. We're still gonna review it because we toughed it out and we watched it anyways, but we had to watch it with no subtitles.
Japanese with no subtitles. Kind of hard to understand where certain things were going, the tiny details.
I mean, some things were predictable and some things you could figure out for the most part, but it would have been nice to know 100% exactly what the rules of the game that they played were. It was funny.
It was funny. It opened with them. It looked like they were cleaning that church they always talk about in the show.
Mm-hmm.
They were like cleaning it and making it ready for the holidays.
They were giving out cookies to the kids and talking about Santa coming with it being Christmas Eve.
Very festive, and it like really, for me, that solidified that it in fact was a Christmas episode.
Now see, with just that being said, jumping ahead to the rating, 100% not being biased with this because we like Fairy Tail, I give it a 10 out of 10. Because not only did it included Santa outfits, it had snow, it had presents, it had it had multiple Christmas trees.
It focused on what Christmas was about. From the looks of it, they were all spending time together.
It had the party that they were at. It had, you know, family time. You know,
it cut away from the silliness to focus on the two guildmates that are gun magic people. And their daughter just having regular Christmas
dinner
quietly in the house.
Elfman and his two sisters, them having dinner as well, you know, so it was really nice because you got that, oh, it's Christmas Eve vibe, and they always talked about Santa. It's like you can understand some words because, you know, Japanese, they say some English words. So it was easy to understand some, and then I think it had a good balance of comedy and seriousness. Which is usually what Fairy Tail has, which is why Fairy Tail is a really good anime. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. If you do, cool. But that's why I'm giving it a solid 10 out of 10 for the Christmas thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it.
Unfortunately, for now, we can't find anywhere that has English subtitles.
But it's still funny. It's still worth a watch. Even if you gotta watch it now and watch it later.
There's things that you can infer what they're saying because you've probably watched the series long enough to know how these characters would react in this situation.
And I have a strong feeling if it's dubbed, they're gonna cut some scenes out just because there are a few adult themes. I mean, that's what Fairy Tail is. All the women in Fairy Tail are just fan service, especially Lucy. So we may not... Where the hell did the glitter come from? They may not dub it. They may, it'll be subbed eventually. So if you want to wait for it to be subbed, okay, cool. Go ahead. But eventually watch it. It was certainly something that was really fun to watch on Christmas Eve.
It's another uplifting thing. It ends on a wholesome note, maybe?
I mean,
it's what you take away from it.
Like we said, if you continued watching this, it's your own fault for getting these spoilers. But at the very end, after much torment from Urza, now this is just what we gathered, when it's subbed and dubbed, or dubbed, you know, maybe it'll be different. But from what we gathered, after much torment on Urza's part, Gray finally drew the stick that put him in charge, and he could pick any person to do whatever he wanted. And he told Urza to get naked and go walk outside.
Essentially.
He didn't think she was gonna do it, judging by his reaction.
So she did.
But she did.
She went completely buck wild and went out there. But before the game, right before the game started, Urza started noticing that all these people had significant others, and she would look jealous. But while she was walking around, she was reminiscing about it and how everyone was together, and she was happy. And
guess who showed up?
It's Jalal Fernando.
It's Fernandez.
I know.
Fernando.
You know, the guy that won't get with her because, whatever.
Because typical anime problems. Point is, he shows up, he's like, oh god!
You're all naked and outside in the snow.
I have my jacket, I'm gonna smile at you. It was, you know, it would have been a lot cuter if I knew what they were saying to each other, but it was good. Fairy Tail in itself, once again, this rating might change when we do the Fairy Tail thing, but Fairy Tail in itself, this is where I'm not so biased, and you can tell, because despite the beautiful animation, Fairy Tail has a glorious story, but it has its flaws. It has filler arcs and filler episodes, and it just gets tiresome. Here in recent arcs, we get 5 minutes of recap. Sometimes more than that, of recap of the last episode.
One episode was actually the last 10 minutes of the first episode.
Yeah, and then there was another episode where we had seen the fight happen, and they just replayed it all. We determined that, okay, well, it's trying to insinuate the fact that this happened while this was going on. Okay, but you didn't have to take screen time away from this current fight to show us the fight you just showed us. You could have showed us the fight, ended it, went back here and been like, oh, they happened at the same time. That alone, just all the filler, all the unnecessary stuff, and just the direction that Fairy Tail's been going in itself, I'm giving Fairy Tail a 6.7. 6.5, sorry. I was thinking of giving it a 7. Because it is beautiful. The animation is wonderful, and I love the story. I can't wait to see the end.
But the filler arcs and filler episodes, they get so much attention when this could have been dubbed by this Christmas. There's no reason you can't tell me they couldn't have dubbed this if it had just come out. And yet we get 18 episodes of what background character A, B, and C are doing.
So,
over this.
It's kind of like Naruto. Unnecessary filler, and you lose interest in it. Thankfully, it's not to the point where I've lost so much interest that I just don't care if Fairy Tail ends. I've heard some rumors. I have my own headcanons on how Fairy Tail's gonna end. And I want to see how it ends. So that's what's keeping me to it. Otherwise, I probably would have stopped watching Fairy Tail with this current arc. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But yeah, go watch the Christmas episode. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Go watch the Christmas special if you haven't. I mean, it's bearable.
Get some laughs.
It's still funny despite not knowing what the hell's going on. So with that wraps up
the Fairy Tail section.
Well, that wraps up part 1 of this video.
Part 1.
Because this video, I can already tell you, is pretty long. We're gonna continue with part 2. We have
5 and 10 makes 15.
We have one more anime that we're going to put in the second part, and then we have 3 to 4, we haven't decided yet, 3 to 4 cartoons. And then that's going to wrap up our Christmas special. So if you're not interested in cartoons or Lucky Star, then this is your last video, and we hope that your Christmas was a special one, and
had fun with your family and friends.
Yes.
Or by yourself if you want to have it by yourself. Cool.
However you want to spend Christmas, we hope it's a good one.
As long as you have a good time.
Yep. Spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, get online, talk to your friends from far away. I don't care how you spend it, just have a good time doing it, okay?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. All that fun jazz.